In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Star Wars The Vintage Collection Wicket the Ewok. Hi there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk's Bounty video, and welcome to my review of the Wicket the Ewok. He has just been released in the Vintage Collection as part of a repack wave, along with the Commander Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and the Darth Maul figure, which I reviewed just a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen that video, check it out after this one. But he is, as you can see, on the same card back as he was originally done way back when in probably 2010, 11? Yeah, probably 2010 because he's so low in the numbers. VC27, that's the back of the original card. There you can see him there. Now I do not have Wicket loose, so I can't really compare once I've opened this new one, but we can compare him with this one in the bubble. But I've always wanted to open this figure because you do get two outfits for him. You get the original outfit that he wore in the film, and you also get this little hood and bag which he wore in the cartoon of the Ewoks. If you're a fan of that, you can have him dressed as that if you so wish. Apparently he has got all new face deco on an Ewok, which I'm not sure if that's possible, but we're going to check him out anyway, and we're going to see the differences. There's the back of the card. See, still VC27. And there's the rest of the figures in the wave, and also the most recent wave, which I have reviewed also, if you want to check those out. But there's the difference in card. If you can see, very, very few differences really. Looks pretty identical to me. Maybe this image has a slightly better contrast to it, or perhaps this card's just maybe aged with time, but this one seems, the clarity of this one seems a lot better. But in terms of the packing of the figure, it's very, very similar. The spear separated very, very, very slightly, but you know, there's hardly any difference in those at all. But yeah, let's get the Wicket open, the new one. We can check out the figure, and then we can just do a quick comparison against the original version. Okay, so here he is, the original Murder Bear, straight out of the packaging, and we have Wicket the Ewok. And I do know a lot of people were actually worried about the paint that they'd used on the face, and that they'd missed the markings of the lighter fur. Looking at some images that they'd seen online, but this one seems okay. It looks very, very similar to the previous version, which we'll bring in just in a second. But I think the main difference is the eyes. I think they've tried to sort of dull down the eyes on this version, make them more brown, possibly make them more realistic, whereas in actual fact I think I prefer the eyes on the older version. They're jet black, they're really shiny, and we'll see that in a second. But decent looking figure. I like the weathering that they've done on his hat or headpiece, or whatever you want to call that. And of course the figure itself has got like a wash all over it for that fur-like effect. So obviously he's brown plastic, but then they've got like a sort of darker brown and pieces of black dry brushed painted all over him, just to bring him alive a little bit. And I've got to say, it's a really good little figure, this. I mean, I used to love the original vintage figure of Wicket. I thought it was really screen accurate. But this one obviously takes it to a next level, really, with the modern technology that they have with figures and everything. Really does look like the character straight from the movie. So let's just bring in the card back for the other one quickly, just so we can see the differences. It might be a bit difficult just to see while he's in the blister there, but can you see the eyes on this one? They're a lot more black than this guy. I don't know, it's hard to decide which one's better. I think the weathering on this guy is a lot better, and I think the fur around his face is a lot more accurate. The colour that they've used on the old one I don't think is bright enough. It's almost like a grey, whereas this one's like a very sort of tan coloured light brown, almost the colour of his staff, I'd say. So I think this Wicket is an improvement on the old one, but perhaps they could have kept the eyes as they were, maybe. Even the paint on his fingertips is better than the old one. It looks more splodged on, and you can really see the weathering on the feet there of the new one in my hand here on the left. The weathering on his feet for the fur effect is loads better than the original version. So, you know, a lot of people don't like repacks and what have you, but I think they do attempt to improve the figures where they can. Let's just take his little headpiece off so we can see the Ewok without his thing on. He looks funny without it, it's got to be said. But you can really see the detail on his chest there without that thing on. with the different paint there, which is quite good. A little spear that he's got, very nice. Bit of silver paint on the end there for the flint. Nice staff, looks very good. And yeah, I think the mouth and the teeth, they're a lot better. I think the teeth on the previous version are just a plain white, too bright, and I think they've really sort of toned it down and just made it look more lifelike. Very nice figure for a 3 3/4 inch Ewok. And as I said, you can pose him to be the one from the cartoons if you so wish, so we'll do that now. So I just wanted to show you there, to get the little satchel over his head, you can literally just pop the head off there. It's on a little ball joint, as you can see there. So that just enables you to get the satchel over his head, otherwise you'll stretch the plastic trying to do that. And there he is in his outfit if he was in the cartoon of the Ewoks from the 80s, or if he was a extra in the Lord of the Rings. He looks very Hobbit-like in that, doesn't he? Very Hobbit-like indeed. But it's nice to have because it's such a small figure, it's nice to have the accessory to be able to do that if you wanted to display him. So I suppose if you had two of these, you could almost have two different Ewoks. But yeah, if you want the one from the cartoon, then that's the one that you'd have it. But for me, I'm going to display him in his original Return of the Jedi outfit. So there he is, all back how he originally was. And I've got to say that even the articulation on this figure is really good. You saw that the head was on a ball joint. You've got a ball jointed shoulder. You've got little wrist swivel. He obviously has swivel at the legs and little hinges on the feet as well, which is pretty nice. So they swivel and it's a hinge. So nice range of articulation for such a small little bear-like creature. But yeah, bit of an odd choice for them to repack this figure. It doesn't really make sense to me why they would do this one. But yeah, I didn't have this guy loose, so I'm happy to get this guy loose. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And of course, thank you very much for watching. And I hope you've enjoyed this review, and we will see you on the next one.